Good evening, everybody. Welcome to tonight's show. We're very excited for this show. Our good friend Jen, who you've seen her art in stores. She does a lot of labels for Monument. She does a lot of labels for 1623. She's done a couple labels for Tenike, and she's actually did the Whitey's collab last summer with 1623 and Jagged Mountain out in Colorado. So she's done a number of labels. She's super talented. We're excited to have her. So we're going to talk a little bit about the labels, and then we're going to talk about this new project she's got going on. And then that was Earl from Crooked Crowd. He can't join us, which is fine. And we're going to talk about that. We have Dennis from First Sip Box who's going to talk about what they're doing. But first, I got a couple of announcements on my end. First of all, I want to thank everybody for Saturday for coming out, for supporting the St. Baldrick's thing. There you go, baby. Look at that, huh? Larry Hogan in the flesh. So I want to thank everybody for coming out. And I actually had to put this back on because I'm getting a little shine there. You know what I'm saying? For coming out and supporting our St. Baldrick's event on Saturday. That was a good time with our folks from McClintock, and everybody's showing up, and Ali Pinsky showing up, providing music. She's awesome. And we have this live stream tonight, and then on Thursday night, we're going to talk to Trinice Watts, who is doing a big event at Peabody Heights Brewing, called All the Way Up. It's a super inclusive thing with she's the head of a group called Lifting Lucy, which is for bi and people of color. So getting everybody sort of involved in the craft beer scene. So I think that's like all day, pretty much at Peabody. So people should go check that out. But Trinice will be on with us with a couple other folks on Thursday night, and she can tell us a little bit about that. The Peabody thing is free admission, and then there's a way to go up to like a VIP. They have some comics. They have a bunch of talks. So our friend Courtney Holden will be there. Trying to think of who else I saw on the list, but there's a bunch of cool folks going to be there. So anyway, so that's Thursday night here at 8:00, and then their event is actually on Saturday from noon to 9:00 or whatever. So anyway, that's all we got. So now we're going to bring in Jen, and we're going to bring in Dennis. This is our good friend Jen. Hi, Jen. Oh, I lost you.
Hey, I'm back.
She's back. And this is our new friend Dennis from First Sip Box. So
how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Oh, another day.
Join us.
Absolutely. Wouldn't miss it. There
you go. So, Jen, first of all, let's talk to Jen for a brief second about Jen and what Jen does. Aside from the labels, which are always fantastic, how things are going on the label end and all that. Then we'll actually get into the beer label and what's happening with that, because I know Dennis is doing a lot of the legwork on that as far as like getting people involved and things like that. So Jen, start us off with just like how things are going, talk a little bit about Hoot Design Studio, and then we'll delve right into the Make Beer Not War thing.
All right, yeah. So those of you that don't know me, I'm Jen Borror from Hoot Design Studio. I illustrate and design particularly for the craft beer community, including labels, posters, coasters, tap handles, anything beer and bar tap room related. So I got a lot of really awesome stuff I'm working on for Monument City and 1623 currently. If you're down south in the Florida area, keep your eye open. Big Storm, I got a couple logos and labels that I'm working on. So a ton of super fun stuff. Just wrapped up some awesome t-shirt designs with Dennis and Sammy at First Sip Brew Box. It's always a delight to work with those folks up in Pittsburgh. I was just in Pittsburgh last weekend, so it's so cool to see Dennis on the screen. We got to meet in person last weekend, and that's always a hoot to meet a client in person. So yeah, it's been super busy, which is always good. I'm looking forward to the warmer weather, getting down to Baltimore and enjoying some of the live music, the events, and all that good stuff. And hopefully meeting up with you again soon, Rob, and we can share a beer. There's a really cool one coming out for 1623. I won't
nice.
any spoilers alerts, but I'm super proud of the label art for that one. So I can't wait to share that one.
Yeah, hopefully. I don't really have anything new coming out on my end that you can illustrate, but perhaps we can work something out with the folks at Jagged. We're supposed to go to Colorado to redo the last summer's beer, the Wicked Summer beer. So perhaps something could come of that. We're going to do it later in the fall, I think, this year. I'm going out for Labor Day weekend, I think. I'm hoping, and I think we're going to brew it then with Zach and Alyssa from 1623, and that'll be a Rebels Project beer too again. So thank you for doing that last year. That was a great, pretty big success, and the label was. I'll have to look to see if I have any for people who don't remember. I probably have a can of it laying around somewhere, but that was a huge and pretty successful thing. So we thank you for that. So let's get into the Make Beer Not War thing. Now in the corner, you'll see a little peace sign. That's actually Jen's design. That is on a flag, which I'm guessing is for sale. If you go to her website, you can pick one of those up. And the proceeds for that are going to folks in Ukraine for one of the many things that's happening in Ukraine as far as fundraising. So tell us a little bit about how this all came about.
Yeah, so I was sitting on my couch. It was probably, the day after, the night after, Russia invaded Ukraine, and just seeing everything blowing up on the news, social media. I felt helpless. It was just one of those horrific things like 9/11 where you see all this stuff and it's nothing I can do just sitting here in York, Pennsylvania, and I'm a small business, what can I do to help? So I was mindlessly scrolling, Instagram, and I'm starting to see all these gold and blue flags and Ukraine inspired artwork. And a lot of the artists that I follow were hashtagging it "Make Art, Not War." And I was like, that was the light bulb moment. I was like, that's what I can do. I can make a piece of art and kind of, promote peace. So right away, the first thing I gravitated towards was I'm going to draw a peace sign in my style in pen and ink. And I started doodling. And before you know it, this is what came about in my pen and ink micron style. So I scanned it in, digitized it, and added the blue and the yellow to it, which is the peace sign that you see in the corner of the screen there. And I wanted to do something with it to try to raise funds, just this beautiful piece of art to look at. Maybe it'll promote peace and I can give back. And, I thought stickers, t-shirts, what could I do? But, I wanted it to be bigger than just a $5 here and there that I could raise on my own. So just being a professional in the craft beer industry, I thought, what if I put it on a label? What if there's a way to donate this label art to breweries that would want to put it on, a relabel program that could then sell the beer so we could raise even bigger funds than just $1 or $2 here from the sticker sales. So I made some mock-ups, just super passionate about, hey, what can I do? Let me put some posts out there on social media and see who responds. And that's when I, right away, Dennis and Sammy, I connected with First Sip Brewbox and Jackie from the Craft Beer Marketing Awards, and just the amount of the passion in the beer community that wanted to help get this off the ground. A bunch of small businesses just coming together to, how can we make this a real thing? So then I
have a picture. I actually have a picture to overlay so people can see what the label looks like.
There
This is
we
actually
go. Yeah.
this is actually sorry, Dennis.
Oh, you're right over Dennis's.
Hey, no, this is a much better view for many. So
But this is the actual label that Jen is that they're pitching to folks to come, and it doesn't have to be a specific beer, a beer brewed specifically for that label, right? I mean, it could be a beer that you're already brewing, but
Exactly.
I mean, it's a little hard because you never know how these things go. Length, obviously, the sooner this was over, the better. But so it could actually go to a brewery and it could be like, we love this label, we want to help out. We have this beer in the tank. Let's just do this beer like a limited run of this beer. Excuse me, I'm dying here. So Dennis, explain what First Sip Brew Box is, and then how I know you and Jen have done a number of projects together. So just explain how that whole partnership came about and this partnership specifically.
absolutely. So a little bit about First Sip Brew Box. We are a small business that my wife and I started about 6 years ago. We initially wanted to open a brewery, and then we realized, wow, that's like $500,000, and we don't have that money just sitting around in our sock drawer. So then we pivoted and we were like, hey, we'll go ahead and send beer out in the mail. That's so easy. But wait, we live in the great pilgrim state of Pennsylvania. It's not as easy as you think. So then, we looked into it in the state. This was around 2015, 2016. And the state said, Dennis, you know what? Legislatively, you can ship Pennsylvania made beer within the borders of Pennsylvania. It's fine. You can do that. But just to be safe, how about you buy a warehouse or a restaurant? Then you could buy all the permits and attach it to that, commercial space. I was like, wait a second. I'm right back at the $500,000 mark, and now I have to run a restaurant. Like, this is insane. It started feeling a lot like a pay to play system. So I knew if I wanted to penetrate the craft beer industry and be a part of it in a unique way, we would have to do something that hasn't been done before. And that's what led us to our model that we have today. Now we focus on the creative behind the brewery, the creative merchandise, t-shirts, pint glasses, koozies, coasters, hats. And then we team up with someone just like Jen, and Jen's done like 90% of all of our artwork and everything over the last couple years. So we would partner with someone like Jen and come up with a story of, okay, we want to create a shirt for this brewery that we're sending out to all of our subscribers. We want this to be a one-of-kind shirt. Here's what the brewery's all about. Here's what they represent. Here's the mark they want to leave on the world. Jen creates that. We put it on various pieces of merch. We ship it out to our subscribers. Then we take it one step further, and this is where no one in the country is doing this right now. We partner with small mom and pop shops all over the world that make things out of beer soap, beer jelly, beer seasoning, beer. We have face masks made out of hop oil. Like, we just partner with all kinds of small mom and pop shops to really curate and give our subscribers that super unique experience. And since we don't do anything with alcohol itself, we could send our boxes anywhere in the world. We've had subscribers in 8 different countries, which is super cool. So that's kind of a little bit about us. We recently launched First Sip Studios, so now we can marry a video production and photography arm to our business. So now the breweries that we're working with, we don't just create a great story that we can send out to people. We can help them on social media on the visual side and create video work. And that's oh, I think you gave me the throat tickles too. It's jumping over the internet.
I know, right?
But and that's kind of some of what we brought to the table to help Jen with her wonderful idea, this beautiful collaboration. We use some of our internal strengths to create the website and landing page, to create the video, to create some graphics and things like that, to really help the story continue to evolve and continue to come to life. And we're just really grateful to be a part of it.
So is it specific breweries, or is it like, does a brewery contact you for this First Sip boxes? Does a brewery contact you and say, oh, we love what you guys are doing. We want a specific limited edition shirt that Jen Designs or another artist designs to get our name out there, even though we're a small, say, PA brewery or wherever. I'm guessing you have breweries from all over.
Yeah, so we actually just helped do a global brew box with the first brewery in Rwanda, Africa. We helped them and we found a real need because they don't have the infrastructure there to have all the printers to print all the merchandise and then let alone to ship from there. It's insane. So we were able to act as that fulfillment partner where we're able to ship their story in our brew boxes. But to answer your question, yes, breweries can reach out to us. We can do something specific for them. And we have before in the past, a brewery will reach out to us. Hey, we want to put together 100 brew boxes, 200, 500 brew boxes for an event. We want you to customize the box. We'll buy that box and we can sell at this event. Or if they want to use the power of our First Sip platform, we can go ahead and feature them. Now, we have to, as of right now, we have to be a little picky because there's only 12 months in the year. We can only feature one brew box a month. Down the road, we do plan on scaling to the point where we can run multiple direct-to-consumer merch campaigns at a time. But as of right now, we want to, honestly, the smaller the brewery, the better. The ones with that great story that shows that the American dream is still alive and well. The ones that have overcome obstacles in their way to get to where they are. Those are the ones that we love to work with and to partner with.
So there's so people go to your page and they can subscribe, and there's 12 of them come out a month, and it's
12 a year.
boxes.
Yeah, only one a month. Yeah.
And it's 12 unique boxes.
Yes.
So the brewery can be a brewery in Uganda, it could be in PA, it could be in Anchorage.
Yes.
It could be all over the world.
100%.
And it's not necessarily Jen's artwork. It's could be any artist. Do they have a choice of picking their artist? So like the people in Uganda, do they want something more specific to Ugandan culture?
So we do pay a lot of attention to, cultural appropriation, that kind of stuff. So we run it, especially for some of our international breweries, we run it by them. We make sure we're not, that everything makes sense. But for the artwork that we've done, throughout COVID and this past year and a half, it's been over 90% Jen. She's just an absolute pleasure to work with. She makes it really easy. If the brewery had their own artist, I'm not opposed to it. However, we still have we still have to make sure that it meets the standard that our subscribers have gotten used to. Now, if we're doing a project just for the brewery to distribute the boxes any way they see fit, then absolutely any way that they want. But if we're sending it out to our, few hundred subscribers, our craft beer enthusiasts that pay for these boxes every month, we do want certain, not necessarily certain style, certain caliber, I should say.
Do breweries reach out to you to do it for to send them to influencers, or you don't really get into that?
So we do have our, small group of influencers we send boxes to every month, but we're a small husband and wife company. We finally, I will say, tug our horn a little bit. We have gotten to the point where, because of all the studio work that we've been doing, we have been able to grow our team to 11 people, which I'm really, really proud of. Cool. Super proud of that. We've grew that in the last 6 months. But the breweries we're all about, kind of working with them, how they want us to do it. We do have our small team of influencers we send it out to. But I will say this, all of our influencers, they pay for the boxes. They love what we do so much. And that's part of their trend. And honestly, it's one of the reasons why we work with them, not because they pay for the boxes. I mean, don't get me wrong, that helps, but their level of transparency. They don't want to be gifted something and have that bias or opinion to their platform. So to us, that just means the world that, that's their caliber of, thoughts that they want to portray to their people.
That's very cool. So for you guys, what's your Instagram at First Sip Box?
Yep, just at First Sip Brew Box. Yep, we're on 7 different social media platforms. So, Facebook's, YouTube's, Twitter's. You can even see us on TikTok doing little dances with our dog. So,
oh, nice! It's fun. I'm gonna have to follow all you guys. Jen, are you on TikTok yet, Jen?
I am. I just started to dabble in TikTok. So if you look me up at Hoot Design Studio, I got couple little quirky things happen on there and stuff that I repost from Instagram, but definitely Instagram's my number one platform all the way for sure. But
Jen's big on Instagram, but she's not big on Reels.
Although some of those reels got like 11,000 views and 400 saves, so I'm a little biased on my opinion now. I'm like, well, it's working.
We could go that direction. I don't really understand how that. I have a TikTok too, and I don't really understand how it works,
You
like
just,
a personal TikTok.
yeah,
So I'm not very good at it, and I always kind of forget about it. Same
yeah,
with reels. Like I just like post like pictures. I mean, I don't need a lot of people watching my stuff. So,
right.
well, for the store it would be nice, but like other than that. But anyway, let's get into the the labels and the make beer not war thing. So uh, it looks that's such a cool label. It's so bright. I really
Mhm.
love it. So Dennis, what are you guys putting together? What is the first sip brew box for this?
Yes. So we are going to be creating t-shirts. Like real, we always do like the really high end, premium, soft, nice shirts in all of our boxes. So we're going to do a really nice design with Jen's artwork on there. Obviously, it's all going to be from Jen's hand. That for the shirts, we're going to have pint glasses. We got some really nice like holographic stickers we're going to include in there. Some keychains that we're getting in there, and we're looking to figure out like what item made out of beer do we think would be the best fit for this. So some of it we still want to leave as a surprise,
Mm-hmm.
but that's going to be the bulk of the box. Is a really high-end premium shirt, some glassware in there, and some other really unique things to help this collaboration live on once when the beer is consumed. People have imbibed, they enjoyed, they can have a piece of this collaboration to take with them wherever they go.
Is this going to be like a separate one? Not necessarily. I mean, subscribers are obviously would be involved in it, but would this also be a separate one for maybe people who don't really want to subscribe, but they want to support this particular cause?
Absolutely. Yeah, we're going to have it both for our subscribers for next month are going to receive the box, as well as folks can go on and purchase a one-time limited edition version of this box as well. Because I know that's so, kind of a barrier. There's subscriptions everywhere nowadays. I think I have 3 subscriptions to Microsoft Office, and I don't even know how to cancel the 2 that I don't need. So I
Right.
definitely, look, I get it. So we will have this as a one-time box right on our shop.
That's super. That's super cool. And obviously, the proceeds are all going to.
Mhm.
Do you guys have what charity it's going to yet?
I don't think we decided, right, Jen? We're trying to figure out which ones are and the same thing with the collaboration for the beer itself. It's all going to be, we don't want to dictate what people, exactly who people donate to. Because, if you do that, you can't please everyone. Someone's
Right.
going to, say one thing or another. But I think we had a list, right, Jen, of kind of a few that we were considering.
Yeah, yeah, a couple that we were vetting out, and there's a list on the website too. If breweries that sign up at makepeacenotwarbeer.com, there's a list of suggested
Mhm.
charities that they could donate to, but it's definitely at their discretion, and if there's something local that they feel passionate about, it's up to them where they would like to donate the proceeds. But we are asking, with the beer collab, that they donate a minimum of the 10% of the proceeds from the beer. And I believe, Dennis, isn't there a brewery that was going to donate 100% of the proceeds?
Yes, Tattered Flag out in Middleton, Pennsylvania. Right out.
Very cool.
Yeah. So they straight up said, you know what, we're just going to donate. We're going to cover our costs, obviously. And then after that, they're just donating everything.
Are you seeing a lot of? I saw today somebody jump on too. One of the posts I saw. So are you seeing a lot of people getting involved in it?
In
Is it
this
starting to pick
specific,
up steam? I know these
I
things
would
can
say
be
so.
slow because, like I was saying earlier, I feel like people look at it and they're like, oh, we don't really have tank space to brew a separate beer for this, blah, blah,
Right.
blah. But are you seeing it sort of start to gain momentum?
I would say yes. A lot of feedback that we've been getting from people, a lot of folks want to do something, but they didn't know
Right.
what to do. And then with Jen's collaboration and everything, it gives them somewhere where we already did all the legwork. All you got to do is do what you do best, brew beer.
Right. Right.
Yeah. And you don't even have to brew anything special. It can be a relabel if it's a flagship that the brewery already has that's selling well, or a favorite. You just put this label on it. That's all. And the label art is provided after they sign up. They
Yeah.
download.
What's the deal with the label art? As far as like, how many labels and stuff are we talking about? I read that it was free up to X amount of labels. Is
I
that
think up to
correct?
10,000
Yeah.
labels.
Wow.
Blue Label joined in on the collaboration. They're out of Ohio, I believe, and they are offering free printing. All you have to do is pay the shipping, depending what state you're going to, up
Mhm.
to 10,000 labels. So that's
Yep.
incredible. We have, all these small businesses. Even there's a hop farmer.
Yeah, a local hop farmer to us here in Pittsburgh, Hazy Days. Noah is such a great guy. We've done some video work out in his farm, filming his hop harvest and that kind of stuff. And he's like, "Hey, man, I'm sitting on some hops. I would love to be a part of this. Like, I will donate hops for free to the breweries who want to be a part of this." Obviously, he's a small hop farmer, so he has an upper limit too. But the folks that are jumping on, we're trying to do as much as we can to keep costs down for them as
Right.
well, so they can be a part of this. Like I said, we've done a lot of work and taking a lot of the thought processes out for the brewery.
That's super cool. And I feel like with this, there's this, but this could actually be expanded to a lot of different. I mean, you can keep kind of going with this for a while. I know that people are probably like, like I said, the breweries are like, oh, we don't have tank space to brew another beer. So, and like then they're probably also a little afraid of doing something and having it not move through and that kind of thing. So for them, it actually makes more sense to do a smaller batch. I mean, there's strength of numbers, right? So if you get like 50 breweries to do it and they're all only doing, half a batch or whatever of their flagship, but it's all going to the cause. It's
Right,
also going to the cause. So
right.
it makes sense. I mean, we've had a local guy who they did their own, and like it was basically their flagship IPA in a different label package. Which is too bad because I think he probably would have, if he didn't sort of jump the gun on it. I think he would have gone with Jen's thing anyway. But I mean, what he's doing is a good thing. I'm not
Right.
sure. I'm not sure where their proceeds are going. I think maybe World Central Kitchen.
Okay.
I know there's a lot of people doing the World Central Kitchen to feed the folks going over the borders. So
Yeah.
That's a great one. Absolutely. Yeah, it's phenomenal, on social media, just seeing all the different collaborations that are coming out and some of the different labels, and just in the beer community, just that support. And that's what I've always, loved about being an artist and a designer in the community, is just everybody is just willing to help. There's other collaborations out there, like ours as well. And we're just all just trying to get back.
Right.
It's
And
exciting to see so many.
it is. And it's one of those things, someone had mentioned to us early on, like, "Hey, someone else is doing something." It's like that's great. That's a good thing. It's not
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
who tries to start something first. It's about whoever puts like their heart and their passion and as much energy into it as they can. That's what matters. It doesn't matter
right.
who has the bragging rights of who did something first.
I know like Pravda's doing that. They put out a bunch of recipes that like for people to do. So locally, I think Heavy Seas is doing one, and I think this comes out next week, but that's tap room only. And for us, Slate Farm did one. They did one of the Pravda recipes. The Putin is a dickhead one.
Yeah.
And they have like a resist lager that comes out next week, which we will actually have in store. I'm not sure. I think Crooked Crab jumped on with you, right, Jen?
Yeah, yep, Crooked Crab signed up and, actually helped get the label art over to Blue Label, so it's being printed. I'm not sure when that comes
Wow.
out, but I know Max's Tap House down there in Baltimore was looking to carry they were they reached out asking what Baltimore breweries are signing on. So Crooked Crab is. So if you're in the Baltimore area, look for it there, and hopefully Max's will be carrying that then as well.
Yeah, and when I talked to Earl at Crooked Crab about it, I was just like, I mean, I'll take whatever you guys want to, whatever you guys want to send me. I mean, I'm totally in on doing this to have it in shop. And Jen, do you have other merch? I mean, I see the flag, which I love, by the way, which I need to order over the next
Show
couple
you
of weeks.
how big it is. It's huge.
It is pretty massive.
When I got a sample of it, compared to me standing here.
Yeah, look at that.
Well, that's like a normal flag size, though. It's like 3 by 5, right?
It's got grommets in it, so it's a really nice quality flag from Printful. So if you go on my website and click the store, I'm donating 100% of the proceeds of these to a charity, probably the same charity that we do the brew box stuff to as well. So yeah,
that's super cool. Do you have designs already made for the brew box T-shirt?
Not yet. I know that we're obviously using Jen's main design, but there's still, if we want to make it a little bit more unique, that's something Jen and I would have to discuss offline, but we're definitely going to have some fun with it. I will say that. So we want to kind of leave like some stuff as a surprise.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And I feel like, hopefully this thing doesn't drag on too long, but like,
I know it's one of those things you don't know.
There can be new editions of it as you go. But to get it started like this, I mean, I just think this is fantastic. I mean, I when Jen said something about it, I was like, "What can I do to help you out?" To try to get the word out. I hit up some people. Hopefully, they'll hit Jen back about what they want to do. Pins are really cool. We talked about pins a little bit. I don't know anything about that end of the business. I know there's some ways to get it. I mean, we've done pins before with breweries, so there's ways to do that. There's a lot of options. I feel like So it's cool, and you can have fun with it in support of really awful situations. So
absolutely,
my hat's off to you guys to Jen for coming up with the idea, and for Dennis for hopping on and being like, yeah, we can do this.
Yeah,
absolutely. I'm proud to be a part of it. And it just really shows that the craft beer industry, it may be small, but it's mighty. Like we all just pull together and we do what we can. And we've seen that time and time again.
Yeah.
So you're based in Pittsburgh, right? Do you do that big festival? I can't remember what the hell it's called now.
Oh, well, what are you talking like there's Barrel and Flow.
That's the one. Are you involved in that?
Yeah, we've been involved with Barrel and Flow since it started, from doing beer collaborations with breweries and then capturing the essence of that collaboration in our brew box, to doing some video stuff. We just do stuff with them every single year. We're very passionate about what they stand for.
Do you do like a set of brew box specifically for them?
We did early on, but as they began to grow, they have a pretty good direct-to-consumer shipping and stuff that they can do already. Right. So we didn't want to jump in on that.
That's super cool.
Yeah, we love it. And it, honestly, no joke, it is one of the best beer festivals we have ever been a part of.
Are you surprised when people like breweries reach out to you and you're like, wow, this is real? Like the one from Uganda must have been like, wow, this is super cool. Like
so when it comes to international breweries, especially like Queza, and that's a whole niche that we're looking to get into and do more of, the creating brew boxes for breweries that are in locations where they can't do something like that on their own. But also like for example, breweries here in the States, it's fun. Like, so some of the ones that reach out to us, they already understand the power of marketing, understand branding, that kind of stuff. So that's easy. What we want to start doing is creating educational content pieces to help breweries really understand why they need to really push marketing hard. Like, you walk into a brewery, they have no problem spending $100,000 on a piece of equipment that increases production. But a lot of them, it's still the wild, wild west. They don't understand why they should at least invest 0.001% of that back in the marketing. So some of that is like those fun conversations.
Well, particularly now, because the landscape is getting crowded and it's super it's super competitive, right? So you need to like have some ideas floating out there. You need to like have a unique limited edition t-shirt. You need to have like a unique limited edition. Well, I mean, glassware is huge.
Yeah. And then like our unique proposition to them, number one, breweries have told us time and time again, Dennis, I don't want to even manage inventory. So if you can do that in a direct brew box, I much rather just put a QR code in my brewery, have someone scan it and order my, my version of the brew box for my brewery right off your website. I don't want to have to pay someone that's a tap tender, pouring beer, having to worry about where we put our 3XL shirts, so that's like a big thing for them. And like you were saying, there's a lot of breweries out there. I'm not saying, we're super crowded to the point where the bubble's about to pop or anything. But what I will say is due to technology and everyone just being better informed on how to make good beer, I don't remember the last time I poured out a beer. There's some I like more than others, but I don't remember the last time I objectively had a bad beer. So what that means is you have to do more than posting a photo of your beer on Instagram. We get it. You make good beer. So does a lot of other places. Mm-hmm. What makes you different? What's your story? Who works for you? Who's on your team? What struggles did you go into? And that's where First Sip Brewbox and First Sip Studios comes in.
The thing about craft beer, right? Like where these people started, what their deal is, blah, blah, blah. All that. Like I'm drinking this beer. This is a Belgian beer.
Oh, yeah.
Called PAX, which is peace. Which is I felt like it was appropriate for this thing, and this beer was actually brewed to commemorate the end of World War I.
Wow!
So I mean that's it. The recipe is that old. So, and it's solid. It's very good beer. So, and this is a Belgian style. So, I mean, there you go. We'll be selling this because I really like this beer, by the way. But it's just interesting, like they're in market now, and they have a cool story. I don't know the whole story, obviously, but I mean that beer on its label alone has a really it invites you in to want to know what it's about.
Right. And then how do you share that story on social media? We see it time and time again when some of the folks, hardworking people at the brewery, their job is, front of house, like they're doing something. And a lot of folks treat social media as like that backseat. Hey, can you also post on social media? You got to put some more care into it.
I mean, nowadays, and Jen knows this as well as anybody, it's a full-time job. To do social media. It can't be like a rando photo of what came in today, like
right,
because I do all the Whitey social and I'm not even very good at it, and
you do it.
I do it, and like I still miss stuff. It's just it's really hard, and like all these industries are sort of beer in particular, but now you're seeing more of it in bourbon, you're seeing it more in the whole segment where like if you have a really good social media department, people are paying attention to you.
Yep. Today's generation. So obviously beer drinkers and libation drinkers, they're getting younger and younger, all still over 21. But,
right.
A lot of them, they're still like some of my employees, they're 21. And they were like, I don't remember last time I went outside of like being here and researching companies. They're like, I don't remember last time I went to a website. We go straight to social media to see what a place is offering and what they're doing.
Yeah. Yeah. The power in social media, there's so much, in that content creation. It is a full-time job. before I opened Hoot Design Studio, some of the agencies, or even, I was a designer at York Wall Coverings for several years. They had a full-time 40-hour-a-week position to post Instagram, Facebook stories, blogs, respond to comments, engagement, that's key. All of that stuff is super important, paying attention to the lighting of your photos, your hashtags, the story that you tell behind that photo, sharing to your stories, live videos, interact, all that stuff is so powerful. And like you said, Dennis, a lot of times people are going there quicker than your website. And they even say that, with art in your portfolio, that the website is just kind of like a landing page that shows maybe your best work, but clients are going to go to your social media and see, some live stuff that you're currently working on, or progress photos, and
Right.
all that kind of stuff. So it's huge. It really is.
Absolutely. And especially, putting the stress on someone to now they're doing two different jobs, the job you hired them for, and now you're making them go ahead and try to run social media. It's not a good outcome. It's stressful on the people. So, again, I'm not, naive. I understand that not all breweries and small businesses for that matter could afford to have a full-time person doing social media. Look, I totally get that. I'm just saying, like, just get creative with how you have folks do that, with both ends in mind, the ends of the consumer who are consuming this content, social media, and the folks that, you're giving extra work to do it. Just try to balance that and make sure it makes sense for the business.
Jen, do you think, like, with the reel, going back to the reels thing, do you think, is that why, I mean, is that why it's more effective than posts now? I mean, I don't know. I feel like, I don't know what the length of a lot of the reels are, right? They're not that long, right?
Yeah, it seems like, the most attention, the ones that are getting kind of picked up by the algorithm, are the quicker ones, the 15-second, the 20,
Mhm.
30-second. I know, Instagram did a lot of updates after, um, Facebook and different stocks kind of fell in just the competition with TikTok. So
Yeah, I
they
feel
look
like TikTok with that, like, because TikTok does it, what, 15, 30? You can do
And
longer
well, I
TikToks or
think you
whatever.
could do them up to a minute or
You
3 minutes now.
yeah, you can do up to a minute, but, just that competitor, so I think Instagram really changed a lot of their algorithm features, especially, like, the big hit of the new year as things rolled out. Like, a lot of us had seen super low engagement on just the photo posts, because they were pushing hard for these videos
Mhm.
because they didn't wanna lose their younger audience. But I
Right.
think they're pulling back a little bit. They're seeing that it's not all just millennials. It's not all just the younger crowd on Instagram, that, that younger crowd goes to TikTok for a reason versus the target audience that's coming to Instagram to see those static, beautiful photos versus a quirky little dance,
Mhm.
So I think they're starting to
But
kind of rein
TikTok
it.
is, like, really blown up for, like, I feel like there's a lot of, like, Dennis is probably a good person. If he has people 21 ish, a lot of, like, they're more engaged in TikTok.
I
Like,
think
you see a
you're
lot of older people on TikTok now. My old
it's
ass is on it.
TikTok's going to age up, and it's already shown that. Facebook started off as college kids.
Right.
Instagram started off just for photographers. As the people who are originally using this platform get older, like, it ages up. TikTok and LinkedIn are the only two platforms that still have any type of organic growth. All other platforms have pay to play. You even see Facebook already lost a lot of their younger crowd. They're gone. I would say one or two people on our 11-person staff even have a Facebook. Everyone else, it's all Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, Twitter, like that more fast paced kind of.
Yeah, but I also feel like we're way off the topic here, but that's fine. Um, I also feel like, and I don't know how you guys feel about this, I feel like Facebook is way more toxic.
Hmm.
A
The
lot more
engagement on
drama.
the engagement on it is so, can be so toxic that it turns a lot of people off. Like, they don't, you know what I mean? Twitter is better for news.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because it's you don't really ever have to see the comments, because you see some stuff on Facebook, and it's like, whoa.
Yeah, I think that's all platforms, because all the social media is a mirror of us people. You know,
Right.
it's not doing anything really on its own. It's whatever we put into it. I think we're just seeing it more. You know, we're just seeing a lot of people's true colors come out a little bit more.
And being home for 2 years 2 years straight up definitely did not
Oh
help.
man, I've drank so much beer right throughout COVID. I had to like scale back like the last like 4 or 5 months, because for a minute there, I mean, that was our only way to connect with people. We jumped on these Zoom like happy hours and
Right.
live streams and everything. And guess what? When you're Zooming from home, you don't have to drive anywhere. So you may have imbibed a little bit more than what you normally would have.
And like liquor stores were deemed essential, so you could
Oh
go to the
man.
liquor
Yep.
store. You couldn't really go to the bar. You could go to liquor stores and pick up stuff.
Yep.
So on that way, in that way, I mean, it sort of contributed to that the COVID-19 pounds sort of thing. What's your favorite style of beer, Dennis?
Ooh, man, it really does depend on not necessarily my mood, but what I'm trying to get into. If I'm in it for the long haul, it's got to be, you know, a nice crispy like Kolsch. I'm
Nice.
such a big fan. If I'm having it
What's
with
your
a
favorite
meal,
Kolsch? Do you have a particular favorite?
No, I would say right now it is one of my favorite breweries is Burgers Brewing. They have 2 locations, one in Lawrenceville, which is right outside the state of Pittsburgh, one in Zelienople, a little bit more rural area outside of Pittsburgh. All of his beers, from his Pilsners, they're all absolutely, his crispy beers are some of the best I've ever had.
Nice.
Now, if I'm having it with a meal, I'm definitely like a porter and stout fan. If I showed up late to the party, you know, late to the get together, late to the bottle share, that's when I'm sliding into some double IPAs or some barrel aged beers.
Nice.
Got to catch up.
I'm sort of like in that crispy boy stage of everything, because I you know how it is. You see, like I see everything come in, so I have a pretty good idea. You know what I mean, of what's out there, and it's just easier to drink like a 4 or 5%er if you're going to drink several. I mean, I've had some recently that were like really cool, and you were like, I had this one last week that was like a chocolate covered banana stout.
Damn.
Wow.
Which, damn, if it didn't taste just like a chocolate covered banana.
That's
I was
dangerous.
Like, it was, yeah, it was, and it was pretty high ABV. It was like 10%.
Wow. Speaking of high ABV, did you try 1623's Triple Cami? It's like an 11.4.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Does it drink 11.4 though?
Oh yeah. Like I poured it in a glass, and I'm a slow sipper when it comes to like double IPA type stuff. And you know, a little bit of settlement had started to settle, you know, as it had sat, and it was like, ooh, this one I couldn't finish the whole thing. I mean, I
don't blame you. What's your go-to, Jen? Like just on a typical evening?
Just a nice light Pilsner, you know, like 4 and 5%. I like to see through my beer, you know, just a clean, clear, crisp kind of thing. But Monument City in Baltimore, they have one that's called 51 Rye. It's a flagship, and that one's really good. But I like the light ones. They're, you know.
You guys are making me thirsty. I was trying to not have a beer tonight, but I may have to walk over to that beer fridge.
Well, it's a little bit different in PA, too. Your laws are a little bit different. Is it grocery stores in PA? No.
Yeah. So finally, I think that is semi-recent, the last 2-3 years, right, Jen? Last 2-3 years, we've finally been able to get beer in gas stations and in grocery stores. Before that, it was just beer beer retailers for us to be able to get beer from. That was it.
And you had to buy like a case or something weird, right?
Yeah, those laws changed not too long ago, too, 3-4 years ago. And that's why you didn't see a lot of craft breweries necessarily in distribution, because a lot of them, you know, they made the bigger cans. You're not going to buy a case of the bigger cans, you know, case of Pounders.
Exactly. Yeah,
I mean, I
exactly.
would, but your normal person wouldn't.
Because they had that weird. The one law that's a PA law that I really like though is that if you like in like breweries, I guess you can sell other PA made products.
Yes, PA libation. So you can have like other PA made whiskeys and things like that. As long as it's made in PA, you can sell it.
That's kind of cool.
That is cool.
I mean, I really feel like that's a boon to the whole industry throughout the state.
It promotes that interstate, or inside the state collaboration.
Right, exactly. I really like the idea of that. Do you guys what's your favorite PA brewery?
Woo, that's like choosing one of our favorite children. We can't. That's hard.
That's hard. I was gonna say I can tout a favorite because they're a client of mine, but there is a beer by Wallenpaul Pack in the Poconos.
Oh
That I did.
yeah.
Gosh, maybe it was 2 or 3 years ago, called Smallmouth. It's a light. I think it's only like 90 calories or something. Oh my gosh, it is so refreshing. So it's got a smallmouth bass as the
Is that the
label.
one you do that has a bunch of you do like work for a brewery that has put a lot of fish on the labels? Is that brewery?
Yeah, they're close to Lake Wallenpaul Pack up that way. So a lot of tourism with fishing, and I mean it is the perfect like light, crisp beer to be out on the lake fishing. And I mean you can knock a couple of these back super easy. I think it's like a 3.4% or 4.
Dennis is like,
really light.
Yeah, I'm about to text my buddy.
Dennis is like, grab the thing up, man. I gotta get to the fridge.
About to text my buddy. Hey man, you work tomorrow? Just kidding. It doesn't matter. I'm coming over.
Well, this is cool. So let's go. We'll just do a little summation of both of you guys of the Make Beer Not War thing. Where we stand with it. How soon do you feel like you're gonna see some of these beers in store and some sort of availability so people can start doing Instagram reels on them and getting a lot of likes and getting a lot of hits for you guys.
Right.
Let's start with you. Want to start, Dennis?
Oh, I was just gonna kind of like just say, Jen. So, some of the ones that you just had that just reached out, I feel like I don't know if any of them are relabeling because that's gonna adjust turn times. You know what I mean? If they already have a beer made, they just need the labels and they're gonna slap it on.
Right.
But I feel confident in saying we should start seeing beer on shelves within the next 30, 45 days max. And that's assuming they're starting making batches right now.
Okay.
As opposed to just doing a relabel. If they're doing a relabel, I mean, as soon as they get those labels from Blue Label, they can slap them on and get them out to their distribution.
I think we might see some here like by the second week of April, starting to hit the market to be able to buy them. So
yeah, I feel like people that jumped on it early, as far like Heavy Seas by us, but they're just doing draft. They jumped on it pretty early, and I'm pretty sure they're doing a Pravda recipe when those became available. I'm pretty sure they jumped right on it.
Right.
I'm not 100% sure, but I think like theirs comes out I think Friday in the tap room. Okay. So like they sort of jumped right onto it. So yeah, I mean, hopefully we'll start seeing them by mid-month.
Yep. I feel confident saying that because we had some people sign up the first day that we released it. But we're trying to do this right. We have certain agreements in place. Brewery signs up. We send them. Well, number one, we have to verify they're a legit brewery because believe it or not, we got a lot of people that weren't a brewery trying to just, get the artwork for whatever reason. I don't know what they were going to do with it. But they're
probably going to make T-shirts and that kind of. I'm sure they were going to try to make something where they could make money.
Yeah, we were doing our due diligence, so we researched the brewery. Once we found that they're legit, we shoot them over the agreement, just saying they agree to donate at least 10% of the proceeds to, whatever charity. And then when they do that, we have a whole packet. We try to be as organized as possible. They have a whole packet of assets that they're able to go through and use, even templates of social media posts saying, hey, I'm a part of this, so we try to make it as simple as possible for them.
I was honored that Jen was like, I use Jen's peace sign as my profile pic on Instagram. So I was honored that I was like, I was super happy when she was like cool with me doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that stuff's awesome. So I think we can start seeing some relatively soon. We know a few of the places here, one in Pittsburgh, one in more central PA. They've signed their paperwork. They're ready to rock and roll. I don't know how quickly. We had a few in Canada actually sign up to be a part of it. I don't know
Really?
how quickly everything that they have to do up there, but we had where else, Jen? I think didn't we have one in like Spain?
Spain, I think there's a California, North Carolina,
Texas.
Texas. I think Florida's working on it. There's a couple
Mhm.
down there. So yeah, in the next, couple months, like as spring, summer start to hit, I think it's going to start popping up all over
Yep.
the place.
I'm going to show people the label again, so Dennis, you're going to be hidden.
No, it's all good. They need a break. They've seen my face for too many consecutive minutes. So.
I feel that myself. But this is what's cool about this. So here's like where you could put the beer. The brewery's label can go here, and this is the name of the beer. So you can like the beer style, or I mean, obviously the beer's name, Make Peace, Not War. So then you put the style of the beer here. It's a very, I mean, I love Jen's work. So, it's pretty cool. I mean, I think shelf wise, it'll look great on a shelf.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm back. Sorry for everyone else out there.
No. See, they should actually do this beer in that label. We should reach out to these people in Belgium.
Yeah.
So, that'd be cool. Add Belgium.
Awesome.
That would be great. So this is fun. So Jen, little roundup for you, like social media wise, blah blah blah. Just like tell people where they can find you.
Yeah, yep. You can find me mostly on Instagram, Hoot Design Studio. I'm also on LinkedIn, all the Behance dribble pages for artists. But just search Hoot Design Studio. Look for updates on the Make Peace Not War collab. You can go directly to the website if you're a brewery. Sign up at www.makepeacenotwarbeer.com. And also, beer drinkers, not just breweries, can support this cause, by tagging and shouting out your local brewery down the street that you want to buy this beer from. So, give them a shout out and ask them to join this collaboration, as well as support the cause by visiting First Sip Brew Box's website and purchasing a brew box that has all this cool swag that's coming out with the peace symbol on it. Let's continue to promote peace, and let's raise a pint glass and not a fist. So,
yep.
And Dennis, when will those boxes be coming out? Probably in another few weeks.
They'll be shipping out in April. So probably the third week of April, we should have everything finished up and printed and everything. And if you folks out there are looking for a way to get a hold of those, just like Jen said, just visit firsthitbrewbox.com. You can also check us out and follow us, like and subscribe on social media. We're on the YouTube, so you can catch some cool video content that we've done, some sit downs with breweries and some of our other videos that we put out there, including the Make Peace beer that we went ahead and did. That video and everything's on there. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube's, Twitter, pretty much all of them. The only thing we're not on is Snapchat, because that scares me. I have no idea how to use it. I hear that kids are using it instead of cell phones and texting now. Now is the time in my life where I start feeling old, and I like it.
Yeah, I don't like. Yeah, TikTok's like that for me. I'm like, I have one, but I don't really know how to use it. But
I said something to one of my employees the other day. I'm like, it's like a digital Rolodex. They're like, what is a Rolodex? I'm like, oh no. So I had to walk them through what that was. They're like, why did you need them? I'm like, we didn't always have cell phones.
I mean, think about it. Like nobody knows anybody's phone number really anymore.
But growing up, I would had to memorize like 10 different phone numbers, and it was easy.
Now it's like nobody knows. Like if they say to you, "What's their phone?" I'll have to send you the contact info.
Yep.
Because I don't know what I couldn't tell you anybody's phone number off the top of my head.
Yeah,
probably at all. Maybe my wife's, because it's one digit more than mine. But that's it. So it's wild. So First sip. What's the about the you? You don't have to tell us the cost exactly, but if people are like, "Oh, I'm interested in this," about what is the cost?
So for the brew box itself, it's $65.
Okay,
$65, and it's going to come with all that wonderful, great stuff in there. Like I said, there's definitely going to be some pretty cool surprises in there.
nice, very cool, very. And how like the other question I do have about the brew box is like you set up everything, like the glassware and all that stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So do you have your own vendors that you go to run that stuff?
Yes. Yeah. We don't have the ability to do all the printing ourselves. Think of us as more the creative component. We'll create, work with our artists and do all the design work, all the fulfillment. We have our specific vendor partners that we worked with for years, and we project manage that whole thing. So where a brewery were traditionally, okay, let's say they want t-shirts, they want pint glasses, that kind of stuff. They have to figure out, okay, who do I want to do my pint glasses? Who do I want to do my
Right.
t-shirts? Oh, there's supply chain issues. Okay, can I go with this color? Can I do that? Especially now with how crazy supply chain is, we project manage that whole process. It's totally hands off to our brewery partners.
That's a really good idea because I've tried to put together some glassware and it's been
It's a
like,
nightmare.
yeah, it's
And
like they don't have this style, they don't have this style. Because like the label is actually a perfect, the 16-ounce can glasses, that label is actually perfect for a 16-ounce can glass.
yeah.
So do a whole wrap.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be cool. You can use that. Like I'm
Yeah.
not gonna, but that would be cool as like an option for people.
Mhm.
And like you guys could actually do it and have your logo in it, whatever, Jen's logo, whatever. So like in the logo here, the Hoot Design, and you could have your name in it, whatever. But yeah,
Right.
so I mean, that's a really cool, like that sort of new technology where they can wrap glasses totally all around. There's
Right.
no is fire, and they're really crisp. I'm supposed to do one of these things with a couple of guys who do glassware, and they have original art in the glassware. They called the Kind Lot. And they do a lot of Grateful Dead inspired stuff.
Okay.
And it's really, I just got one of their glasses last night. I'll send a picture to you guys. They're really cool glasses.
Yeah.
Like,
People love
you don't even want to
glasses.
drink out of them, cool glasses.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And with everyone being, on Instagram and all that stuff, they want to show off the beer and some dope glasses.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, what's happening out there for that stuff is super cool. Anyway, people are like, all right, wrap it up there, son. But this is great, you guys. I'm really honored to talk to you guys, Jen. I love the whole idea. Dennis, it was great to meet you. Hopefully I'll be up in Pittsburgh way, or you'll be down our way.
Yeah,
or
definitely
whatever.
hit us up. My wife wants to travel, so we'll probably end up down your way unless you're planning on coming up here relatively soon.
Well, you never know where my travels will take me, but I appreciate you guys spending a little bit of time with us, talking about this worthy project. I think it's fantastic. And anyway, thank you guys. We appreciate you. And I'll talk to you guys. Jen, I'll probably talk to you sooner than later. And Dennis, I'm going to like you guys on all the media stuff now. And I'll see you later.
It was a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys
Thank you
so
for
much.
having us.
Yeah, cheers.
Always.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. See you, Rob.
See you. Thanks, Jen. That was great. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Pretty informative. So be looking for some of those releases coming up soon. Crooked Crab has one coming up. Hopefully we'll get some other folks in the Baltimore area to jump on board that. It's a worthy cause. I think it's super cool artwork. And thanks, everybody. Thanks for watching. Tomorrow, remember Thursday night we're doing we're going to talk to Trinice about the All the Way Up event at Peabody on Saturday. I'll see you then. Bye.